Oh god, another Disney live action remake. How many more of these are we gonna make before Disney decides to just stop these live action remakes? Oh boy. Hey guys, this is Frozen Being Stews here, and I am here today to do a rant on the Little Mermaid remake. So the Little Mermaid the remake is a remake to the 1989 classic Little Mermaid, which was the first Disney Renaissance era film, and is directed by Rob Marshall, who is kind of a mixed bag for a director since he directed Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, which absolutely sucks and is the worst Pirates movie, and he also did Into the Woods, which I actually think is underrated. I actually like that one, and it stars Halle Bailey, Jonah King, Melissa McCarthy, Javier Bardem, David Diggs, Jacob Tremblay, Aquafina, Jessica Alexander, yada yada yada. And so basically, the plot for Little Mermaid, it's the same plot as the first film. It's the same plot as the original, but if you don't know what the plot is, it's basically about Ariel who wants to go beyond the sea, but then her father King Triton won't let her go out, and so yeah, Ariel like eventually just gets out of the water, and what she finds above the sea is a very handsome and charming prince named Prince Eric, and she wants to impress a prince, yeah. Well, King Triton gets mad, but then she pretty much makes a deal with the sea witch named Ursula, who is apparently Ariel's aunt, and who pretty much gives Ariel legs. But turns out that that her gift was actually secretly a curse. So yeah, that's a plot for this. Yeah, my God. Yeah, my oh my goodness. Yeah, this I'm pretty much at this stage right now where I just can't stand any more of these remakes. At this point, I don't even know if these remakes are pretty much made by Disney. Like there is no way a goated studio not like Disney would make a Little Mermaid would keep making these up remakes. Like it's like an AI just pretty much just stealing. It feels like these remakes were made by AI. AI that just just took the name Disney and just made as their own studio where they just steal some of Disney's films and remake it into live action. That is pretty much what this feels like. And honestly, I remember when I saw when the trailer first dropped during the D23 last year, I was so pissed off at the trailer. It was horrible. I remember just tearing that t-shirt trailer to shreds because of just how just how ugly it looks, and let's not forget Ariel's horrible voice. Where I got me. Yeah, apparently that is Broadway to people. That is Broadway singing at level to people. And yeah, and I was shocked by how positive that teaser got, and people were actually excited for it, thinking that this was going to be a good live action movie. But I knew what to expect from this, like considering that how much I am just fed up with these remakes. We got like I don't even remember what the last good remake was. Oh wait, yeah, Cruella, which is not even a remake. It's just an adaptation, and more of a prequel. But my God, we got garbage after garbage after garbage with these live action remakes. We got Mulan 2020, Cruella, which followed it, but it was good. And then we got Pinocchio on Disney Plus, which yeah, thankfully we got a bunch of straight to Disney Plus Disney movies. So yeah, and yeah, I'm sure you're probably aware that I had to sit through three of the billion-dollar making Disney remakes, live action remakes in preparation for this one right here. In preparation for this one right here. With Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King, the three highest grossing Disney live action remakes ever, and all of them are not good. Now, although I would say Lion King was the only one that I just truly hate. Beauty and the Beast was bad, but not disastrous bad, and Aladdin was mostly rather mid than bad. But yeah, Mulan was pretty much Mulan and Pinocchio were pretty much my breaking point for these remakes. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done with these remakes. I have no hope. And I had absolutely zero hope for this one. In fact, I didn't even bother seeing this one in theaters. It sucks that this movie came out on the same week as my graduation. Like this piece of garbage came out on my graduation week. Well, technically at least 2 days before, at least a day before Spider-Verse, across Spider-Verse. But I mean, out of all the, but yeah, I remember like yeah, but yes, I actually skipped this one in theaters. If you don't know, yes, I skipped this one in theaters. I didn't even bother wanting to see this garbage. Even though like this movie is popular, so many people are going to see this one. Yeah, thankfully I saw the underrated Fast X instead. Yeah, that was far more worth my time. And even on the opening weekend of this movie, but technically not opening weekend because I saw some like the weekday, like on like the Monday, like of the first week of this film, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for a second time instead of this. Yeah, that is definitely worth my money. Yeah, yeah, like I'm glad I saw a an MCU film over a Disney live action remake. And speaking of that, yeah, it sucks that that the current day MCU gets more hate than these live action remakes. Like really, like like people just favor this over Quantumania, which yeah, Quantumania just is so underrated. Like I still can't get the hate for this. And even even these some actual good original Disney animated movies like I hear some people saying that they're more excited for this one than Wish. Like, are you serious? Like, it's fine if you favorite it over Wish, but I'm sorry, there is like I just don't get it. Like, Wish is my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year. I've said it a billion times already, and I can this say it more again. More again, and yeah, and people like and yeah. So yeah, I was expecting. I'm actually glad that I know this movie has received so much controversy and backlash. But yeah, I think it's kind of deserved. Honestly, I wouldn't go as far as bullying and saying death threats to Halle Bailey, but I just do not buy this casting choice. I think Zendaya should be area. But then again, I'm glad that Zendaya actually just chose to work at the Dune over this, even though she only got like she was barely in the first Dune, but at least I think they mostly save her character for the sequel, where she's gonna get a lot of badass action in that film. But come on, like really her like, and like at first I was like kind of like okay, at first the race up didn't bother me. I was kind of annoyed by it, but yeah, I'll talk more about my feelings towards this race swap Ariel later on in the remake. But later on in my like when I yeah, but yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost like I'm close to like sharing my thoughts, but yeah. And earlier this year, we got Peter Pan and Wendy, which I stand by my opinion. I think Peter Pan and Wendy is the absolute worst Disney live action remake I have ever seen. It is just a complete joke of a movie, and that movie just made me sick to my stomach after watching it. It is ugly. It is disgusting. It is just everything wrong with a Disney live action remake, and that was just my breaking point. I don't even know if anything yeah, will top this. Yeah, Peter Pan and Wendy is literally Artemis Fowl on the same level of bad as Artemis Fowl. And we're talking about the worst Disney movie in general here. Yeah, I'm referring to Artemis Fowl, by the way. Hopefully, I get to rant on Artemis Fowl one of these days. But yeah, but now let's focus on these live action remakes. But today is a day when the Little Mermaid remake came out in digital, and I got a chance to see it, and I gotta say, it met my expectations. I am shocked to see people actually liking this movie, and it got positive reviews. Some people even said this was better than Elemental. I mean, Elemental. If you don't know, guys, Elemental is my favorite Pixar movie. If you didn't see my short about my updated thoughts on Elemental, I think it is my favorite Pixar movie. It is a beautiful, touching, heartwarming story that really just maybe just just think of like at times and maybe think about my life and maybe just think about my life and it really just left such a huge impact on me. And yet all the hate that Little Mermaid gets went to that film. Why? Like Elemental, and plus it's a Pixar film that felt more like a Walt Disney Animation Studios film. And I don't even think it's as similar to Zootopia as others think. Yeah, people are just judging Elemental based on the marketing. Yeah, I mean, but that's pretty much what people are nowadays. They just judge movies based on the marketing, and not actually the actual movie. And I don't know how people would favor a live action remake over an original Disney animated film. And even if it's a sequel, it still feels original. At least sequels tell a fresh story. I feel like sequels get way too much hate. One of these days I'm planning to do a defense video on sequels. I mean, sequels don't ruin Hollywood. Like, it just sucks that sequels get more hate than this. I mean, sequels just have the same characters, but at least they tell new stories. And yet people just say that Aladdin remake is better than Frozen 2. Some even say the Lion King remake is better than Frozen 2. Like, I don't get it. Like, I just really don't. And yeah, like The Little Mermaid has got to be the most overrated Disney movie of the year. No, I mean the overrated movie of the year. Most overrated Disney movie, like in general. Like, it is just overrated. Like, oh my god, I don't get what people like about this movie. No, look, if you like this movie, more power to you. I I accept your opinion, but I don't get it. Like, can you please, like, someone in the comments, please just tell me what is good about this movie. Like, just tell me. Maybe most people say it's Halle Bailey's voice. Halle Bailey's voice. I'll get to that later. But yeah, most people say it's Halle Bailey's voice. Yeah, I'll get that later. But yeah, and also yes, yeah, it is overrated. And also, by the way, this is my second most overrated movie of all time, second only behind the Sing 2. And yeah, I mean, I'm just flabbergasted by all the praise it gets. Thankfully, though, this movie does have some haters, but they're mostly just the anti-SJWs who just hate this movie because of the race swap and the quote unquote woke stuff. But seriously, woke is pretty much the least of this movie's problems. Oh yeah, let's talk about Halle Bailey now. And yeah, Halle Bailey as casting. Yeah, I never bought this casting. And also with this and Peter Pan and Wendy, this movie, it made me realize that the race swaps are just known. Are just, you don't race swap white characters. And yeah, I mean, race swap is becoming a trend now. I mean, at first I was like, okay, I get it. It's just like casting. But then I realized that these race swaps are just. I feel like Hollywood is just doing it on purpose just to piss off the fans. So yeah, I don't buy. I mean, I'm not trying to be racist here, but I feel like Hollywood is just doing this on purpose, just to cause controversy. I mean, we saw that with the casting for Astrid in the House of Train Dragon remake, where they literally race swapped Astrid in that film. Oh my god. Yeah, race swap Ariel. But honestly, it's the race swap, the decision to race swap Ariel is the least of this problem, because there is just so much to just destroy about this movie. Yeah, Halle Bailey is not good. I think Halle Bailey Halle Bailey is honestly now in my top 5 most overrated celebrities list. Yeah, I don't get the love for her in this as Ariel. I just don't care. I'm sure there's talent in Ariel somewhere, but not in this one right here. And it's kind of like this the director's fault for not just caring. And her singing voice, I mean, I will admit that she is the best thing about the film, but she's still not good. I'm sure there's good in Ariel in Halle Bailey somewhere. She can pull off a good performance. Oh wait, yeah, there is one. The Color Purple. The Color Purple, the remake version. Yeah, I know people say, oh, what another remake Halle Bailey's in, but it actually looks good, and at least it's not a Disney live action remake, even though it's from another mediocre studio, from a pretty mixed bag of a studio, Warner Bros. Actually, I do like Warner Bros. Overall. I am actually excited for The Color Purple, because the movie just does look good, and Halle Bailey looks like she's actually giving her redemption of her performance in that film. But Little Mermaid, like she can't escape from just anything. Yeah, she's no Ariel. Like, and her singing voice is not my cup of tea. Like, it is just so like it is just beyond auto tune, and it is, and I'm gonna say it right now, Emma Watson's singing voice is Emma Watson's singing voice is better than than um than Halle Berry's singing voice. There, I said it. So, yep, I said it. It's better. But Ariel is probably the least of his problems. There is just so much crap going on that I don't know where to like start. But yeah, this movie is too long. Like, that's one of my biggest issues with the film. It is too long. It is, I kid you not, 2 hours and, well, it says 2 hours and 15 minutes on like the runtime on like websites, but when I actually saw the film, I found out that the real runtime of this movie is actually 2 hours and 19 minutes. Like, yeah, just as long as, just like the same runtime as Across the Spider-Verse. Wow, how crazy is that? Yeah, this is the longest Disney live action remake. It's trying way too hard to be the biggest live action remake, but I mean, yeah, just by the fact that it's long and has a big budget and stuff. But yeah, this movie just sucks. Yeah, it is so boring. Like, I was so bored for like a lot of moments in the film. I didn't even pay attention to it because of how just bored I was. I mean, especially with the whole this whole like thing, the stuff in the land and even the sea. Like, it is just so slow. Like, it has a pacing of a snail. Like I was just waiting for at least something to happen, but it feels like nothing is happening. Just all it's just pretty much more filler than the actual story from the remake. It feels more like a reboot than a remake because it focuses more on the filler. Like, it's like as if in the Aladdin remake, Genie and it focused more on the romance between Genie and Dahlia. That's pretty much what the Little Mermaid feels like. It feels like it focuses more on other stuff than when what it is just completely unfocused. And yeah, it's just boring. No one gave a good performance in this one. No one gave a good performance in this one. I mean, the guy who plays Prince Eric was just boring. Like, just, I mean, just pretty much Mina Marcellus Aladdin all over again. Melissa McCarthy's in this movie. I despise her with a burning passion. She is one of my least favorite actresses, and I think this might be her worst performance yet. Oh my god, like, why Melissa McCarthy out of all people? Like, why did she, like, why her? Like, Javier Bardem was so bored, just like Prince Eric. Javier Bardem was also bored. Now it is better than. Now I will admit that it is better than he is better than Lala, him and Lala Crocodile, but that ain't saying much. And my god, the voice acting in this movie. And let me just say this right now, this is probably the ugliest looking Disney movie. Well, either this or Artemis Fowl is ugly, but I'll say this is by far the ugliest Disney movie. I mean, $250 million, like Across the Spider-Verse was only like 100 and something million dollars. And how does it like? And it looks like they took more time and passion to make that look far better than this piece of poop movie. Like, the CGI creatures in this movie, bleh, bleh. Like, it makes the CGI it makes the lions in the Lion King look like the Na'vis in comparison, like in quality. Yeah, they look just horrendous. And again, just like with these typical Disney live action remakes that features animals, they show zero emotion because that's pretty much every Disney live action remake nowadays. You seriously cannot escape from that. Yeah, there's no escape from it. And the underwater scenes look plain ugly. It looks so like void and empty. Yeah, it looks like nothing. I mean, even though I'm not a fan of Aquaman, at least that movie had like gorgeous underwater visuals. At least, I mean, at least it looked pretty. Like it had a pretty good underwater set. And even the Avatar movies, Avatar: Way of Water had gorgeous, like super gorgeous, ocean. And despite Frozen 2 being animated, the water looked far more realistic than the water in this movie right here. The water just looks it looks fake. and it looks like it looks so cartoony. Yeah, and yeah, probably the sea creatures were probably the worst thing about the film. All like Flounder, Sebastian, and Scuttle all were just beyond annoying and ugly and just like like why does some flounder look like a regular fish? And Jacob Tremblay, what are you doing in this movie? What are you doing in this movie? You're a good actor. Like, even though I'm not really the biggest fan of Luca, I think Jacob Tremblay gave such an excellent voice performance. I can't say the same here, however. On the other hand, um, and Sebastian, my God, what the? He looks like a regular crab, and he just looks so goofy and cartoony. Oh my God! Like the hand of Sebastian looks far more realistic than that cheap cartoony CGI. But the worst character in the movie has to be Scuttle. Oh my God, Scuttle! I just wanna like that ugly, disgusting pigeon. I what the. I like Kakofina. Like I like her. I mean, especially she was recently in. She gave a really good performance in Renfield. Although her in Shang-Chi will always be her best role. Even Jumanji, she was great. But her Scuttle, no. I mean, this is pretty much Aquafina's more annoying side. And yes, Scuttle is just annoying throughout. She never like she's pretty much the resemblance of Zazu, like the John Oliver Zazu. Yeah, she's like the female resemblance and the of her just being like another one of those Jar Jar Binks of Disney live action remakes, and that stupid song Scuttlebutt. That was by far the worst thing, the biggest middle finger in this movie, and the worst scene in the film. The scuttlebutt, the guys, the scuttlebutt, scuttlebutt. Like, oh my God, that song just really made me want to rip my ear apart. Like, that scuttlebutt song. Yeah, yeah, you probably already knew that it was my least favorite Disney song, and yeah, I mean, this movie makes really nice day look like show yourself in comparison to this, yeah, this ugly, this stupid piece of crap song. Like it's just meaningless random words that just don't mean nothing. And it doesn't serve nothing. Just it's basically just Scuttle being annoying. That's pretty much what the song is. And there's a part in the song where Scuttle and Sebastian were like twerking at the song. Oh my God. And I'm glad that Ariel actually just hates their singing voice. That's actually probably the only good thing I can say about the movie, is that the fact that Ariel actually hates Scuttle singing, hates the Scuttlebutt song, because it just shows when she literally just covered Scuttle and Sebastian with a blanket to stop them from singing. Yeah, that was the only good thing I like about this movie. Um, and yeah, Yara songs are bland, and I just don't care. The other new songs are forgettable, and I just don't care for the rendered songs. Yeah, who cares? So yeah, I'm done. So overall, yeah. Um, yeah, The Little Mermaid 2019 is by far the most overrated Disney movie I've ever seen, and one of the most overrated movies. Period. Like it is just so. It basically just repeats all the same mistakes as the original, as every other Disney live action remake. So I just don't need to say what they are. Yeah, it is like definitely one of the worst. Like and it is just super boring. Like I just didn't care. So yeah, this is might be my second worst Disney movie of Disney live action remake, second only behind Peter Pan and Wendy. It is the second worst movie of the year so far, second only behind Peter Pan and Wendy. Yeah, Peter Pan and Wendy is still the worst Disney live action remake, but I actually put it about second. Yeah, I would rather watch the Lion King remake. I'd rather watch Alice in Wonderland. I'd rather watch Dumbo, and I'd rather watch Mulan over this. And also, I'd rather watch Pinocchio than this. But I'm actually starting to have think about making Pinocchio worse than this. So we'll see. And considering that the worst Disney live action remake was on Disney Plus, this is the worst of the bigger budget theatrically released Disney live action remakes. So so with that said, I'm gonna give the Little Mermaid 2019 no 2023 a 1 out of 10. Oh my God. Yeah, thank heavens I am never gonna watch this movie ever again. Yeah, my God. Like what's with these remakes? Can Wish Zootopia 2 and especially Frozen 3 just come out already? So yeah, so also for my rant on the Little Mermaid, 2023. What is your opinion of this movie? Do you agree with me that this movie is overrated, or super overrated, or do you actually like this movie? Just like majority. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for maybe my review of the original Little Mermaid. But if I have time, and also stay tuned for my vacation vlog. It's currently in the works right now as I'm recording this, and also my top 10 most movies I dislike that everyone else likes. Yeah, this movie just motivated me to make that video. That was long time planned. Ever since I did my movies I like that everyone else hates video. So yeah, bye guys.